Oh my God, I have to get all this done? Welcome to the New Spirit Radio Show by the Society of Novus Spiritus, founded by world-renowned spiritual teacher Sylvia Browne. Today's date should be December 13th. We have a date like that? Of 2023. Coming to you live from California, both NorCal and SoCal are your hosts, Reverend Tom Bigley and Reverend Catherine Taylor, playing audio segments we call Messages from Spirit. Why? Answering the ultimate question, why are we here and what is our purpose?
These trance sessions are Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide, are from Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide. So for new people, Sylvia was a full trance medium, which means Sylvia contracted to let her and Francine's essences exchange places in Sylvia's body. And we think of our bodies being similar to a car. One driver gets out and another driver gets in. This allowed Francine to share spiritual knowledge with us directly from the other side.
On occasion, another master teacher and healer, a guide named Rahim, would exchange with Sylvia and present us with spiritual information as well. Francine and Rahim shared directly from sources like the Akashic Records, Mother and Father God, our spirit guides, Christ, and many others.
And meanwhile, during trance, Sylvia would sit on a nice bench in the rose garden on the other side.
And here are our hosts, Reverend Catherine Taylor and Reverend Tom Bigley.
Hello, how is it going?
It's going.
Fabulous.
And if you're watching this, we're going. So that's great. And I even see myself on YouTube, or see us on YouTube. So that's a positive sign too. Fun. Glad you made it. You're doing good and we're taking steps forward.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Oh, hey, I see that.
Here's Floofy. Floofy's here with us.
Jumping in on the act. So for
Good
new
lucky
people,
charm.
yes, very good. Actually, he did a good lucky charm thing here. Black
He
cats
did.
cross your path and created good luck for us. So that's
Yes.
before the show. For new people, I'm going to go through our agenda real quick so you have an idea of what we are presenting here. Let's see. So we're going to start out with some announcements, and then we get into something that we call "How did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy in the last week?" or whatever time frame from the last time you listened to us. And for those of you that have listened before, now's a fun time to start writing in the comments, so we get to share and learn and find out what each other's up to. Then we move on to special prayers and a moment of silence. We'll get into the trance segments. That this is a special session this evening because we have a special meditation. Typically, we would then follow by a short meditation, just not this evening. Then we get into closing notes, and then there's a special prayer ceremony we call a novena. And everybody's welcome to participate in that. I'll describe more of that a little bit later. Then we move on to talk about some appreciation, and then we conclude with a prayer by Sylvia. The next step here is, if I can find the front of this, and for those of you that like ASMR, this is, it's a brand new candle, so I hope it does
Marvelous.
its job.
Marvelous.
And wherever you are, if you like to light a candle, or if it's not appropriate for flames in front of you, you can always have those little LED flickery things for fun as well. Let's see. Do I have? Where did I put them? Notes. Oh, please promote, like, subscribe, click on the bell, and donate when you can. That helps keep this program running and gets our word out, helps share with others. Also, don't miss out on Chris's question specials. If you sign up on the website, chrisrightnow.com, you'll get notices when there are specials. He's been having specials recently. Also, keep an eye out. He's been posting live on, like, every day, seems like, on Twitter, Instagram. I think, what are the, he's been doing several of them. I can't remember all the social medias that he's been posting to, but check it out, and you might see him. Oh, plus there's some great learning lessons when we hear how other people are when he answers questions, it's some great learning lessons for everyone. And I have a note. Meditation is not next episode. It's tonight, so this evening. So I can like drop that one. Anyway, where'd we go? Okay, there I am. I'm trying to find the directions here, and got that. We did. Okay. So the next step. How did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy? So, Kat, do you want to do rock, scissors, paper? Do you want to point at me? Do you want to go first? What would you like to do?
I'll volunteer to go first.
All right.
So what we heard in our last episode was that Francine recommended different tones of like different emotional tones to use, tones of voice to use when talking to yourself in order to get your body to behave and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so she had mentioned that when you're talking to your nervous system to address anxiety, you actually do need to be quite firm and yell at your nerves to like retract their phalanges and like just have silica over to just calm everything down. And so I have been in my mind yelling at my nerves to calm down. And I actually am noticing a difference in the amount of the amount and even the location of anxious energy when I get it. And so that's been a positive to experience. Additionally, it was Mother Asna's feast day recently, just a couple of days ago. And so without getting into details, like too many details, I was really thinking about what I wanted to petition for the coming year. And that felt really nice to just take some time for and to make space for the divine goddess. So
nice.
Yes.
And yes, thank you for posting that on Discord. Thank you.
Of course.
I saw your note pop up. I was like, oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Fun. Yes. I managed to write petitions as well. It was like, we're supposed to do this on this night. So I stopped myself and gave myself a few minutes to write out some petitions for myself and reminded myself of the basics of this is the most powerful time, but also, be careful what you ask for. So I spent some reminding myself it's not just jot it down and be done with it. It's like, okay, let's take a few minutes and invest in this. And I was reminded, this is the time, or what I recall was the time for an exchange. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Bargain. Thank you. That's the word. Bargain. This is the time to bargain. And if you're asking for something, what are you willing to do for it? Are you going to say, I want the mansion on the hill and perfect income for the rest of my life, but by the way, I want to sit on my couch in the house and wait for someone to knock on my door.
Right.
Well, yeah, it doesn't work that way. So
no.
Have in mind of, okay, here's what I can do, here's what I'd like to do, in exchange for. So it's a time of bargain. And again, I wrote mine down, and I've got last year sitting right next to it, and I started thinking, what did I ask for last year, and what, how much of it has come to fruition. I don't like that word, but that's my problem. So that's what I did in that vein. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to save the other one for next time, so I've got something stored up.
All right.
I had something else written. Finally, something had written, but then I was like inspired by your idea with the petitions.
It looks like some other people have had some experiences with writing petitions over this past weekend as well, which is lovely to hear. I'll share a few of them that I see. in the comments. Aaron says, thank you everyone for the prayer chain. This has been really, really helpful since we were in big trouble. I'm glad that you've and that we're back on 2 feet now. Fantastic. So
Nice.
glad to hear that. Garden shared, I prayed to Mother Asna on her feast day and posted one of my requests on Discord to find my cat. And 3 days after my petition, the cat found his way home. Thank you for the
Nice.
prayers, and thank you, Asna.
Nice.
Definitely was praying. Gardens also shared, I wrote a letter to Mother Asna by candlelight and tore up the letter, put it in my garden, and poured a cup of water over it. That sounds like a very nice ritual.
Very nice.
Someone asked, is everything okay, Tom? You were gone last week. People were worried.
Who? Oh, I had to help some clients last week, so that's why. Yes, I'm fine. I just had to, help some clients last week.
All right. Glad everything is good. Tangela says, pain. I had a tooth pulled and asked Mother Asna directly to help with the pain. I swear I felt nothing. In the history of going to the dentist for painful procedures, this was the best. I am now taking up a room in my dentist's house and bringing Asna with me as well.
Oh my gosh.
Too funny. Too funny. Let's see here. Tangel also says, just to be clear, it was the Novocaine shot and no deadening gel either. I didn't even know it was over. Wow. Just painless. I recently had to go to the dentist earlier this week as well, and I was reminding myself of how we'd heard recently that it's like the fear of pain that will amp up how we're feeling.
Yeah.
And so I just went in and I was like, this is going to be fine. Like, this is literally going to be fine. This is going to be easy. It's going to be very, very relaxed. I have some natural clove essential oil that I had been. Sometimes people use that historically for tooth pain and for it's kind of numbing. It's a natural number, and so I was just like, that's fine. And the entire procedure, like it was just, I like at most I was like, how, like, what am I actually feeling? And it's just like, oh, just some discomfort. That's okay. I was okay. I was like, this is only discomfort. And so it was the easiest dentist experience I've ever had because
Nice.
I just went into it with such a different mentality for my own experience. I mean, sometimes you go to the dentist and it's not pleasant, right? But this one was just like, you know what? I'm not having any anxiety over this. This is it's fine. It's like some discomfort. That's okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Kristen shares, Mother Asna has taught me how to stay centered and to stay in my heart, and all is well. I'm really happy to hear that. Old School says, I've been utilizing my gatekeeper and praying a lot, intentionally focusing on all the simple good things in life. Beautiful. That's just marvelous. Ramona shares, in the past 2 weeks, I've been resourcing with all the Novus information and feeling peace. Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you, everyone, so very much for your positivity. Just to share what I asked for, like one thing that I asked for in my petitions is a continued renewal of like fire of spirit, because that was something that I mentioned some months ago that I had started to ask for, and I just keep feeling myself ease away from the long COVID experience, just like, and moving into a place of feeling restored and feeling refreshed, feeling energized and more engaged with the place where I want to be again. So that feels really nice. And so I was like, this is the thing that is the most top of mind, and this is what I'm asking for the most. It's more
Nice.
fire of spirit. Yes.
Nice. Speaking of COVID,
Uh-oh.
I got both my shots yesterday.
Good
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, COVID and flu shot. It's a little bit. I don't know. Some people might think this is like way late in the season, but this is when I got it done. So
Hey, better late than never.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I actually signed up to be a study participant with a new type of COVID shot from Pfizer that's both COVID
Hmm.
and flu in the same shot.
Interesting.
And I'm like, that's fine.
What do they do? Shake the bottle up and make. make
It's like pour a
right.
little special sauce on there. I don't know, man. But I'm in good enough health. I have no problems with the vaccines personally. I'm just like, yeah, sure. If I can help science, I'll go for it. So,
Yeah. Cool.
so I'm.
Any other comments, or are we on to the next?
Someone says, yeah, Tom. Woohoo.
Where are we?
And Tangela asks, have you taken the shot yet, Kat? I've had four total, but I haven't taken this season's shot yet because I signed up to be a study participant, and the study doesn't start until they're going to contact me next week, and then I'll come in and get the shot. So it's fine.
Gotcha.
It's like I volunteer for science. That's fine.
Yeah. We got out our old card and looked, and we go, oh, we're expecting them to fill in the next line of, hey, we're getting this
Right.
shot this time, and I look, and oh, the card's full already. So,
I know. I've got one that's stapled. It's
oh,
like two
oh,
cards
gotcha.
stapled together now.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, fun.
Mhm.
I trust everybody else is doing well. Hope everybody's feeling good. And otherwise, now it's time for special prayers. So,
Love it.
what you feel is needed, and visualize that outcome that you think would be the best bet, but also ask for the greater good. So we're putting out energy for prayer energy for people that wanted to do a private post, a private prayer on our prayer chain on the website, or if you post publicly, that's fine too. Whatever your comfort level is, we're putting that energy out for everyone. That includes if you like 2-3 days from now, oh, I forgot something. Well, great. That's why we're putting that energy out now to catch up and grab, and add to whatever the prayers are. So let's take a moment of silence. We're going to ask for that healing energy or intervention for whatever that need is that you see that could use some help. So let's take a moment of silence and. Amen.
Amen.
And of course, if you like to put a private request instead of posting it out to the public, you can go to the website and look for the prayer chain that gets submitted, and you'll get a thank you response for making that submission. And of course, be the prayer. If you see a need, fill it. If you are streaming challenged and you'd like to listen in on just the audio while we are live, when are we? Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We have a conference call number that you can call into and listen to just the audio, and it's 888-534-2696. And I do appreciate that so does everybody else listening, if you would keep muted if you're on that conference call so everybody has a wonderful session. Now it's time for Trance segments, which we begin with the meditation. Metaparsals. Anyway, meditation. Sorry, I'm thinking of tongue twisters at the moment. So we'll have encouraged take a few minutes to because they're just going to jump right into this. And I encourage you, take time to find yourself a comfortable place to sit. We encourage with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap. However, if you that's a little challenging for you for an extended period of time, that's we've encouraged over the last couple weeks. Find a comfortable spot to maybe you want to just lay back at a slight angle, and we will get into this. This is I'm not going to say how long it is unless you've already figured it out. It is extended. The fun part is at the end. I want to find out how long people think this was, because it's fun to have those. For me, it's fun. When I come out of meditation, I wonder, geez, how the heck how long was that? It either felt long or shorter than what the actual time was. So it's a great experience for realizing you've gotten out of time. You've let your humanness and your spirit release that what is it, constraint of time. So what is it? Oh, sorry, I was looking at a strange setting here. So now's that time. I encourage you to sit back and relax, and we're going to get into this meditation. Was there a description that you had to preface this with?
Not for this segment, just a special meditation with Francine to go to a past life.
Cool. All right. We will do this. Here we go. Enjoy.
Fantastic.
Take a few deep breaths just to let go of the cares for the day or the week or the month, however far back you want to think about. Just helps your mind, body, and spirit to let go and uh, get the best benefit from this meditation. Here we go.
Okay, then we're going to start.
Good. Let's do the light trick.
Put your hands upward on your thighs and take a deep breath. And this time we're going to go deeper, and I know how advanced you are. You can go deeper and deeper each time. And as Tom said, as Tim addressed, as Kurt said, let's go to the gatekeeper now in the solar plexus. And he is quite a beautiful entity. Please, the females, do not feel bad, as I've said to you, that the gatekeeper is a male. That certainly is no discrepancy against your feminine part. It's just that the gatekeeper should be paternal. Now, in being paternal, he's going to be more commanding than if you had a female gatekeeper. So let's please, because Asna will take care of you on the outside, but the inside should be directly related to the Father God, and that part together, because after all, you are the seed of the Father and the egg of the Mother. But in this sense, address the male gatekeeper and have him begin to help you now, going through the body and soothing and relaxing, almost as if he can pull certain strings within your body that immediately, as he pulls the strings, let's say in your mind, that it quiets, in your neck, that it begins to get soothed and unknotted. The other strings he can pull to relax the shoulders and let them shrug. And then down through the heart chakra and the lungs, breathing in fresh oxygen, emitting all toxins with each breath you exhale. And moving into the stomach area. And placing these organs under, let's say, house arrest. In other words, they will stay where they are, and they will be good, and they will function in beautiful, pink, healthy, vibrating, or beating, or thinking, or pumping and moving all the way through the stomach area and all through the whole miles of lower intestinal tract to cleanse and detoxify, where there are no pockets. And here come the lymph glands marching through with their huge searchlights, lighting the way through all the darkness. If there's any darkness, bats, cobwebs, anything that may have attached, they are searchlighting it, almost like lasers. And even through the whole, not only the whole intestinal tract, but moving into all the receptacles of the body that are the detoxifiers, kidneys, bladder, even through the rectal area and the reproductive. So making everything as pink and healthy and within its cell memory that it possibly can be to rejuvenate the body. Any dark areas that you may encounter, and this is what we call cycling, and you certainly can do it for yourself, searchlighting from all the very top of the cranial area to the very bottoms of your feet, through the hip joints, the back, and pay particular attention to the spinal column. And then moving through the outer appendages. Now you can have your army split up and march through the outer appendages, even to the very fingertips and to the very outer appendages of your legs and your toes. And still and all, the gatekeeper pulls each thread or cord that makes each system relax deeper. And feel the back shrug, the shoulders become very liquid feeling, and the body becoming very relaxed. In a state of relaxation, you are going to demand that the functions of the body demand that they release now any toxicity, any negative implants will be removed, and there will be complete cell repairing. Now, enough of that. We went through the birth situation. And now we will go from this age to the birth situation very quickly again. And we will ask that there is a sweeping effect and a stopgap on your mind for you yourself and no one else to control your own mind. And that you will ask that you are the consummate, also gatekeeper. That you are in charge of your own spirituality, your own mind, your own chart, and your own evolvement. And from the very part of your conception all the way up to the age you are now, and continuing throughout your long, happy, healthy, productive spiritual life, you are demanding that anything negative that blocks you, any phobias or fears that has been collected, be released like dark smoke to be received in the white light that Mother Asda has put around you. I want you now to go back through the tunnel that is a time tunnel. Symbolically or otherwise, it doesn't matter. You're going back, but now we're on a very investigative search, not just for the curiosity of past lives. We're going on a specific search to the one life or two lives that directly relate not only to the mystical traveler part, but to what has brought you to this point, what has caused any harsh negative implants, what has caused any illness. And while we're there, we will also bring up a better cell time than we've ever had before. Moving through the tunnel, and when you go through the tunnel, It is white. And at the end, it is even brighter still. And time goes by so quickly, you feel as if calendar pages are being torn off in the wind that passes you. You immediately go through that light and you're bathed in the most beautiful purple light. The purple light is what we've always called the insightful light. The purple light, more than any other light, will stimulate past memory. And when you do this, I want you to, and maybe you'll bypass the map, but for some of you that might be having a little difficulty, I want you now to immediately work very quickly. As Sylvia always says, not to rush you through, but because the faster it comes, the more valid it will become, and the more you won't start dissecting it. There will be a place on the map that pops up. Look and see where it is. What continent did you come from? What place on the map? Now you propel yourself very quickly up above that area and then place yourself on ground level. Begin to ask yourself the questions. How old am I? Am I male or female? What do I do for a living? Where is my family? Are they around me? Do I belong to a family? Now, the whole room is filling up with guys, and they're really pressing now, feeding and infusing. If you feel a tingling now on the top of your head, please do not feel that you're so suggestible. It's really happening. How much are you related to these people? Is there any conflict? This time, and I don't usually ever ask you to do this, look for the negative now, not the positive. Look for the negative. The only reason we're looking for the negative is to make it into a positive, is to get insight. Are you uneasy? Do you marry? If you've already found the spot, then let me just go on talking and you settle with what you're dealing with. Because some guides are signaling me that the people are already into it. So just let me ramble on for the rest of you that maybe haven't found it yet, which is perfectly normal. Do you have children? What is a physiological thing or the mental thing that is bothering you that relates to the pattern? Keep finding the patterns, or even what is related to your theme in this life, whether it's loner, irritant, builder, pawn, catalyst, humanitarian, rescuer. How does it relate? What age were you when you began to realize that there was any negative disturbance? And then link it up to this life, and what age did you begin to have negative disturbance in any part of your body or mind? Again, what do you do to pass your days? What does your structure look like? See yourself in a mirror. Are you built sturdy? Are you very thin? Look at your face. It's very important is even as you look at your face, you know it's your face. Even if it's in a different body, you know it's your face. The recognition of soul is always there. Unless you were sickly in that life, and at any point if you were sturdy and very strong, and there hasn't been any sturdy time in this life, demand that that cell reproduce itself again in this body. Especially if you did not die of some genetic illness. Without allowing any of the memory of the cell to come over. As we progress, not allowing that cell to get into trouble. Take the cell as an isolated part from the time in which you were the healthiest and remove it and implant it in your body and leave it there. It will have no further memory the minute it enters your body now. How did your life progress? Let it unfold. Take your first images. Don't chew on it. Let it come easily. What patterns do you recognize right away? You're astute and Gnostic enough to seek and search. How did you die? If it becomes too uncomfortable, put yourself in the observant position. What did your death mean to you? What disappointments did you have? How much did you bring over with you that was prior to this? Was it the loss of a love, your own life, children, unfulfilled? What was the process? Did you leave this earth in a state of phobia? Snake bite or trauma? If so, leave it there in that body. It's cut off. It cannot reach out of that physical body and harm you. The only thing we've been able to do is remove the good cell and implant it. But none of this stupid memory comes. It's very much like a heart transplant, a good, healthy heart, but not bringing the rest of the diseased body with it. What did you learn from that life? What, in retrospect, hindsight, have you learned? What patterns keep repeating that you can stop by knowledge? Neutralize it right now. You're not going to rewrite your chart, but what you're going to do is very much what was said earlier by Diana, is reprogram that area. So you may have died, make it more neutral. You didn't writhe. You cannot change time, but you can rewrite the agony and put some of the ecstasy in it. And the whole spiritual knowledge within it. And looking back, seeing the learning process and not the reproduction of the agony of it. Lose now the fear of death. Lose it, release it. Lose the fear of harm. Lose the fear of the trepidation of adventure of the soul, and not without some instinctual knowledge that you want to walk right into a bear trap or a fire, because that's instinctual knowledge. But some of the tentacles that hold you down from traveling, from living, from doing all the things you love to do, cut those from you. You never want to throw caution to the wind. But there are so many things that block you from the adventurous part of the gypsy in your soul that can roam and thrust itself forward. And feel that there is a security in your soul. Bringing up aptitudes, any really marvelous artistic ability, writing ability, and even such ability as how to know how to keep things in order, maybe. And knowing that the images and the collective consciousness is all available to you, all Akashic records. That as individual as you are, you're all part, as Sylvia says, of the great beads that hang around the neck of Asna. All individual as you may be, but still part of the beautiful necklace that she holds close to her heart. Begin to wind yourself back through the maze of that body, leaving it as you left it, but in greater condition. Because in making that better cell memory, you will find that you begin to come up and make yourself even better. Taking out, as we said, all the weeds of the past times. And I would encourage you to keep doing this, to going back and finding yourself in any number of places, and wherever you find a weed of despair, a thorn of panic, pull it out. Don't just observe it and leave it there. Pull it out. Because if you don't, it will fester. And it poisons you. Begin to feel the lightness and the continuum of your life and the chapters that not only you have written, but that as God has helped you write. And begin to feel yourself coming up, all the way up. And on the count of 3, coming out feeling absolutely marvelous, better than you've ever felt before. 1, 2, 3.
I helped you. Well, give everybody a
Marvelous.
moment to come back to consciousness or cognability, so you can write some things in the comments and share. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's and another fun thing is, without looking at clocks, tell me how long do you think that was? I actually went and grabbed the number, how many minutes it was for fun, just to give everybody a reference, and I'd like to hear what you thought, and because I think it's always fun to get that separation of time. You're I don't know if it's a human thing or a spiritual thing, but it's getting that release of time can be beneficial as well. So getting a little extra bonus out of a wonderful release.
We've got some comments, lots of wows, and that was lovely. And Kristen says 10 minutes, question mark. Aaron says 15. Tangela says 15 minutes, maybe. Thomas says felt like 15 to 20. So we've got
Cool.
a range, which is nice.
Yeah, fun range. Well, it was actually 20 minutes and like 20 seconds from start to finish.
Cool. Very cool. I had some experience. Did you find yourself able to go somewhere?
Well, not as deep, because I'm wanted to be conscious
Conscious,
after
sure.
it was done.
Sure.
But yes, as Francine was walking through it, I was visualizing in the process. So getting some benefit out of it. There's things that I don't remember listening to because I've after editing, I wanted to have gone through these or having listened to this so that I would stay conscious, during the show. So, but that's why some of this I don't remember, and it was fun to listen to the steps and what she was how she was leading us into different aspects to help help ourselves identify the pinpricks and the thorns and so on that we can pull out and release. And uh, I was several things that I was thinking about that. Yeah, I was visualizing sticking it in that, our golden fenced area that, for what I think of my golden fence area with the sandbox inside, to neutralize those thorns, as it were.
Very cool. Yes. Aaron shares, I felt like I went back to 1640s. Name was Lawrence, tall, sturdy man, had 2 boys and was married and died by being stabbed in the back. Very interesting. It started at age 23. That's very interesting. Yeah, please, if anyone would like to share, I'd love to, and you feel comfortable with it, I'd love to read your comments and your experiences. For me, when Francine said first, go back, she mentioned like a moment where you as a like mystical traveler, like where you first get the idea to get more knowledge. I had a very clear memory, and it felt very long ago, of meeting somebody who was who I just had tremendous affection for as an intellectual, and that person inspired me to want to grow as a young person. It felt like a university sort of setting almost. Might have been on another planet. I don't know. Whatever. Might have been on the other side. Who knows? Whatever. But then after that, the actual lifetime that I went through, I was just surrounded by this bleak desert. And I was in just incredible poverty and just living in just tremendous poverty. And I remember having this feeling of just having to endure it, but also to find the beauty in this beauty out of nothing. And just to have very, very little, just sticks in order to build a shelter. It was just such a. I remember I was. Then when Francine got to the point of saying, like, now why is it that you went here? I was hit by this feeling of, this was my first experience of having to just endure things that I don't want to endure and not being able to do anything about it. And I need to let go of that. And that is something that instantly resonated. That was like, it's a different thing. And then all of a sudden I had this image of being bit by a snake, and that was it. Didn't feel it. Like, the last thing I saw was just the maw of a snake. And then it was funny, 5 minutes later, Francine mentioned snakes. I was like, yeah, that's how I went.
Wow.
It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
Mine
yeah.
I was surprised. I went back to a life that I was in a native in Africa, somewhere like dead center of the continent, and I have had a regression and came across this life in the past, and I was like, okay, why am I doing this again? What? And living or viewing the in that particular life, I was what's the word? I was like the leader of the group of people there, and I was rather belligerent. At around age 45, I guess everybody got tired of me and they killed me.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, I remember that. Why, and I've been told, hey, I'm not carrying any carryover. However, I think that might have, when I was younger, with another given situation, it was an add-on, as it were, of fear of here's what would happen if I do something wrong, if I do something bad, out of spite and malice. That it just added to the fear of what's the right word? Another trauma that I had dealt with or gone
Makes
through.
sense.
And okay, well, all right.
That makes
If that's
sense, yeah.
still, if that's still a thing, I don't recall them. I don't recall from past regressions that one, those two were connected, and two, well, yeah, the previous life influenced the second one from this, or the trauma from this life, that the two were connected in some form. So I was like, all right, well, that's a thorn, and take that out and let it heal, as it were.
Yeah, definitely. And just to go as a very very important reminder that just because someone might be a jerk in our lives doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It's like everybody can be jerks sometimes, and it's up to us to judge the action, not the person. And that people grow, and that's a good thing. And it also means that we too have been jerks. So
Yeah.
it's okay. Okay. So Tangela says, I saw a mountain range, and the number 36 came up, and I was on a horse. It felt like being in Mongolia. Wanted to have more time, which is what I complain about now. Interesting. I'd be curious. Be curious if it felt like there was something that you loved, especially from that moment, like what that feeling of wanting more time. Well, what was it that was really calling for you, that you really loved, especially more time with your horse? Like, sometimes we love our pets so incredibly much. More time with a loved one, more time just experiencing. I'd be curious. Aaron says, for me, I always wanted a stable life, and I was able to provide it as being the main breadwinner. Very old thinking, but it worked at that stage. Okay. Yeah, some responsibility themes coming through. Having that self-esteem that you're able to provide and get to that point. It makes sense. Ramona shares, one of my regressions, I was male Indian, and I got shot in my side, and I remember thinking when I was dying that this isn't so bad, and I was myself. Interesting. Gibson Tangela says, just looking at the mountain range and the colors, I wanted more time with that and appreciating the moment. Oh, it sounds
Nice.
so beautiful. Yes.
Nice.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, I was surprised that the first image that I went back to when she was just like, I want you to come up with something that feels like especially impactful right now. And I opened my eyes and saw just a flat, rocky, ugly desert. Just thought, I was like, wow, this is different. This is not what I was expecting necessarily. Expecting some sort of I don't know. Sometimes people feel drawn to a trauma or something.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is just a flat, rocky desert, and I've got sandals on my feet, and it's hot.
Yeah, that's the it's the suffering of may not be like a trauma of being beaten or dying of something horrific. It's just like, oh my god, this is horrible situation.
I remember thinking, I was like, what does this feel like to be like nobody, to have such inconsequential, to feel so incredibly inconsequential to the world or to anything. And so you have to it's a real challenge to find your self-worth when you have nothing, and you have just have incredible, breathtaking poverty. And what a challenge to you as a person to find your self-esteem and to say that I am not these circumstances. I am above these circumstances. There is spirituality here in just the togetherness of me being with, a couple of cows or some goats, and loving the cows and the goats and, whoever else is around.
And without spirituality, where would you get that? On a human level, without the spirituality, what would you have to help remind you or teach you about your self-esteem and estimation of self? And with spirituality, it's can be a reminder of, we can use it as a reminder, we're not alone. This isn't all there is. We've got people on the other side that appreciate us.
Yes.
And that we can bring through and supplement our human need for, interaction and connection with others.
Mm-hmm. Another comment from Aaron. Aaron says, one more thing about the recalled life. We lived in the mountains, in the countryside, and he was a popular guy, but was stabbed by those he trusted most. Ooh, leaves a sting.
Yeah.
Leaves a sting. I remember Sylvia saying that she always watched for other people to taste the food when she was a young child, she watched other people taste the food before she'd eat it, and that was apparently a carryover from being poisoned by a relative when she was a young child in that life.
So, and curious if you, Aaron, if you had feel relief from that, if something was out of identifying that you are relieved, get some relief out of trust issues for people that are around you.
Certainly. Aaron says, it wasn't until someone came to get me and turned me back towards God, and how much better that felt afterwards. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I know it. I know in moments of my own, whenever I've grappled with betrayal in life, it's like when I'm ready to finally turn my attention 100% back towards God and towards spirituality. That's when I'm able to walk past it. It doesn't necessarily mean that I've forgiven X, Y, and Z individual, but I'm just ready to move myself forward and embrace joyfulness and whatnot. So yeah, that makes sense. Goodness gracious. So thank you everyone for your comments. And for anyone who needs to listen to it again, please, I'll be sure to ask next week if you were able to spend some more time with this meditation, just to see what your experience is like.
Yeah, that'll be and she has mentioned several times about how, sorry, I'm getting several. I've been editing recently, and so I've got several of these. And I hate to play spoiler alert. She has mentioned about that things become more vivid, dreams become more vivid, and things of that nature. So that'll be fun to hear people's experiences here. How this, because this is just a starting point, and I'm this process is moving forward. So it's a great. I think of it. If you look back at these trances that we've done recently, you stack them all up and put them together. The trances, the meditations, the cleansings that have been provided, and the tools, and it's interesting how how our show is structured. We do like a couple of segments, and then it just so happens that we get a meditation, and then we got a couple more segments. So that allows for people to process over time, get that meditation in, and then let that soak in, as it were, into for individuals. So help that healing. Fun. Well, you got a description. We wanted any more comments, or we want to get to the last segment?
I think we can get to the last segment.
All right.
Let me pull it up. So, debriefing about what we just listened to. So post hypnosis, like consciously choosing to be a good girl in this life or to run amok, if you should so choose. Ooh. Being the father that you want to be in this life. Mystical travelers and Nuvoites can get overwhelmed by the thought, oh my God, I have to get this all done. Oh, it's relatable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Very human. Yes.
All right.
Did anybody find themselves any place?
Life in my ribcage.
Did anybody find themselves in a place that wasn't that much fun, and they found it sounds very negative to look for the negative, but you have to, because we're on a search for the negative.
Oh.
I went to the place where it was
Well, it's very important to face the negative, though. You don't want to just escape to the happy. You want to find the negative because.
two. I was in two places.
Oh, I see. Anybody wants to relate?
My favorite part was when he said, "How did you die in that life?" And a wonderful knife went right in here. Oh man, it's still sore. Ow.
Well, then you didn't bring your cell memory up good enough.
I was dead.
Yes.
I was very controlled, and I had to be good. I was the rescuer, and I brought that over, a lot of that, into this life,
The good little girl syndrome. And it's okay to do that, but now you can do it with conscious effort, whether I want to or not, rather than being propelled by that good little girl number. You can be, if you want, a bad little girl once in a while and still be loved for being the bad little girl. Yes.
I think got out the why I get so anxious during the day is the performance factor. It's not, if I don't do a good job, something traumatic is going to happen. So I'm in constant, fear all day. And what I couldn't get, I don't know if it needs to be looked at, but what was the father figure that drove that, whether he was a good figure or not? And it was just my perpetuating the fear involved in that.
You mean in a past life or this life?
Past life.
Yeah. Well, I think being under a very dominant father who propelled you to that, very much like she was saying, the good little girl, the control factor, and then also finding yourself as a father figure now. See, now you have a double problem. Am I the control father that I want to be, or am I being controlled by the father that was? So what you have to do is neutralize that father and become the father you wish to be. Yes.
I found myself in Greece, and I'm not sure really what the circumstances were. But I think it had something to do with anxiety.
Well, I do know you were part of the oracles in Greece. And I think the anxiety was being in the oracle, those were the early psychics, and really telling somebody what they didn't want to hear and knowing that they were going to come back and kill you.
Oh, jeez.
And yet you had to be truthful. I think that's where the whole idea of, the Greek messenger that comes with the truth gets his head chopped off. Yes.
I was in a place called NEBER or NBUR.
I think you were in the Middle East.
Yes, because I had a staff and I had animals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was somehow gutted.
See how that all is leading to that stomach problem? Yeah, I think you were gutted because they thought that you had done some taboo of some kind. You had stepped on some kind of ground that wasn't right, or you had done some silly thing, really, by all standards, and they thought you'd gone against the taboo.
Spoken something wrong.
Hmm. And I think that's also been the fear of. Yes.
I was, I think, a foster child or something where somebody adopted me and I don't know if my parents had abandoned me but I died at an early age or I think a teenager ran over by a carriage or something. But I was thinking, what the heck does that mean today? But then I thought, well, because I always felt like I'm running out of time.
That's right. And when you die early, you think, oh, I have to rush. I have to rush because I died early.
Because I didn't feel alone. I mean, I was by myself, but I didn't feel lonely.
But you'll notice, no, of course you would, but I think you'll all notice that most of you, especially those of you that have done the mystical traveler, as John was relating to, feel like you're running out of time, and that's because this is your last life, and this is the last time you've got to save or to do something with this insane planet. And I think it becomes sometimes overwhelming. So what I would advise you to do is just take as little section as you can and rub it as clean as you can and not worry about the rest of it, because it's so much better. Let's say this room was totally black. If you get over and you clean one spot that is perfectly clean, at least you've done something to show everybody what the color really should be like. But what becomes overwhelming, especially to the mystical traveler and the Nuvoite, is, oh my God, I've got to get this all done. And even if I live to be 80 or 90, how much time do I have left? And time is racing. So I think it's a factor with all last lifers, and especially mystical as well as Nuvoite people. All right, well then I will see you next week, hopefully. And if not, then God bless you on your way, your journey. And may Mother always walk with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Francine.
Thank you, Francine.
Thank
There
you,
you go.
Francine. Ah, fascinating. What? So I just want to highlight her what she said about dealing with, like, when it feels like you're just overwhelmed and there's too much to do. And if we are going through, especially like moments where it feels like running out of time, or you know that you died young in a past life and you're kind of working through that through your own meditations. So what she highlighted right there was just take it one thing, take one section, just take one little section and focus on that. And that's the path that she recommends for moving forward, instead of having to deal with everything all at once.
Right.
One black section at a time. It's like, okay.
Clean up your little corner, as best you can, and deal with your things first.
One corner at a time. Absolutely.
A fun note, I was thinking earlier today, how many meditations have we got in a row here? Part of this series of what Francine is helping us with, and I believe that was number 3.
Yeah, that was number 3, I think.
Well, guess what? We've got two more.
2 more?
Yeah.
Do we get a preview of the overall topic?
Well, it falls in the same line of helping us to, pull out the pinpricks, pull out the thorns, pull out
Cool.
the behavioral overlays, and give us a good scrubbing. Pick us up by our ankles and use a brush all over our souls, as it were. So yeah, we're gonna get a good scrubbing. I've listened. That's where I was like, oh, where are we? Where? I've been listening to the next one, which is fun and helpful. But I like this one. It was really special to me about the color purple.
Oh, yeah.
Surrounding yourself in the color purple. She identified that that's helpful to get your cell memory, your spirit, all of the above to pick up those memories and let them go. Let those things go. But yeah, there's two more. So we've got a full trance session, a new trance session coming up for our next episode, and we'll go through the similar steps again, as far as so it's a couple weeks away for the actual meditation itself.
Exciting.
And then there'll be another one after that in the same same process. So each of these trance sessions that we've had, it's typically there's like 5 segments before the meditation, or 5 or 6 segments before the meditation. Then we have the meditation. So, and then we've only got so many per episode.
Okay.
So fun things to look forward to, and look forward to hearing how these, how people feel evolving. How are you're benefiting from these?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's exciting.
Cool. Well, that was so we're not done yet. Where are we? We did that. We're not doing the short meditation because we just did a meditation. So we don't need any more of that. But if you have any questions about what we shared, feel free to post in chat or email us questions to kat@novus.org or tom@novus.org. And of course, we appreciate the listeners, both live and on demand. Check out our websites, novus.org, sylviabrowne.com, chrisrightnow.com. Yes, we're on Facebook at Society of Novus Spiritus, Sylvia Browne Group, and New Spirit Radio Show, and several study groups as well. We're on YouTube at Society of Novus Spiritus, and Chris has Psychic Awareness. We're also on Discord. You can check us out there. And let's see, we have study groups. If you want to learn more about our philosophy, you can start a study group, and you can read more about that on the website and sign up for it there. Yes, we are providing different forms of church services. Let's see, every first Sunday of the month, I post a recording with what is it? I walk us through an entire Sunday service, and this recent one was Mother Asna's feast day, and I post that on Facebook and YouTube, so you can watch, and I play classic Sunday services from Larry and Sylvia. If you want to participate in something that's live, post your email on the website, and you should get an invitation. Reverend Ellen Schloss has 2 services. She's hosting live services in Las Vegas, and they are posting that they are live streaming that live service on the special the special Facebook group. So you have to get an invitation to that. Or on another Sunday, she does a special Sunday Zoom service, so you can get an invitation to that too. So some fun, fancy special, different ways to participate, depending on your preference. Now we have the Novena I talked about. That's a special prayer ceremony. This was provided to us from Francine. And have I got everything in here? Oh, there we go. Now I can read it all. Great. So we're going to say this phrase together 3 times, and then we'll ask for things. I'll lead it, but we're going to say it all together 3 times. And the phrase is, I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. And again, we'll say it 3 times together, and then I'll let you know what we want to ask for after each time we say this. So we're going to do 3 of these sessions or segments together. What does this do for us? Well, this also helps remind us about our tenet number 10, which is, let no one convince you that you are less than a god. Do not let fear imprison your spiritual growth. So what I'd like you to do is visualize that we're all in this huge room together. It doesn't matter when you're listening to this, that we're visualize that we're all in a room together and we're holding hands, making this huge circle of us participating in this. And I will lead us, start us off in the prayer. So here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for yourself. Okay. Second one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for others. Okay. And the last one. Here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, picture our light going out like a beacon, shining for those seeking this spiritual knowledge. And beyond that, think of something that you're appreciative of and carry that memory with you throughout the rest of this week or the next time we get to visit each other. And in addition to that, show your appreciation to Francine and Raheem for researching all of this wonderful knowledge, and for Sylvia for coming to this insane asylum of the universe to start this movement, and for showing us how to get some peace of mind and grace while we're here. Asna for helping us and protecting us, and Father God for providing the most prestigious school for us to experience, learn, and satisfy our unique spark of curiosity. Appreciate Bob Ingle for helping with some of the audio and graphics. And of course, Sammy and Javon for helping with our wonderful intro outro music. Writing, setup, and hosting is Reverend Catherine Taylor. Editing, technical direction, and hosting is Reverend Tom Bigley. And now a prayer by Sylvia. Let's see where. We didn't do. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I selecting here? Well, this will be fun. Cool. All right. A prayer by Sylvia.
Prayer for fortitude. Dearest God, I ask you to place a golden cross right on my forehead and extend the stem of the cross all the way down to the middle part of my solar plexus, which looks like the golden sword of Asna. I ask for my soul to rise up and meet the truth and be free. In my heart of hearts today, I ask that all negativity be released. Any addictions, phobias, pains, even old fears, I ask that they all be released. Set me free so I may walk with the true Christ consciousness. Today I petition you, Mother Asna, for my prosperity and to be freed from worries. Let me carry this sword in front of me to protect me from darkness. Free me from the cares, trials, and tribulations of the day. I ask that sickness stay away, that my loved ones be safe, and that I have the white light of the Holy Spirit around me and all of my family and friends. I ask for God's hand to brush the cobwebs away from my soul. I feel secure knowing that Father God is holding me forever in his hands, and Mother God is fighting for me, loving me, standing with me, and interceding for me. All the while I ask that my hands are within Christ's hands, walking quietly, steadfastly to the end. To the very end of the road, and then being able to stand before God with my face lifted and say, Dear God, with pure motive, I did my best. I ask this in the name of the Mother, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And Kat's going to tell us.
Jesus loves you. Sylvia loves you. And God loves you. Good night. And we love you too.
For so long we have ignored you, as if you were not there. All praise went to the Father. We were so unaware that through the years you've shed your tears for all the pain we bear. Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You've planted every creator of the stars. And when I'm feeling down and out, you mend my broken heart. So now I sing this song of thanks because of who you are. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You're more than a friend to me. You give me everything I need. My